welcome back. The ride out didn't go as planned. In fact, we had to abort it, or I decided to abort it, because when I fired it up last time, it wasn't on 2 cylinders properly. The right hand one, in fact, I don't think was running at all. And this has been an issue all the way down the line, getting this thing running on 2. You know, we've done the carb twice, and I bought 2 new spark plugs, and because it wasn't on 2, what I did in the end was I left the left-hand cylinder connected up with the plug in. I took the right-hand one out, took the plug out, connected it to the HT lead, shorted it on the engine, and fired it up on the left-hand cylinder, and sure enough, there was no spark at all on the right-hand cylinder. And it's got 2 brand new plugs in. So I thought, well, with this model, because it's a single coil and a wasted spark ignition, that means both spark plugs fire at the same time. And when it's on compression, that cylinder fires, and then it does a revolution, then the right-hand one does. So because the left-hand one was firing, I know the coil and the points are okay. So it had to be really spark plug or spark plug caps. So I took the plug out, I connected it to the engine, fired it up, sure enough, no spark. Then I've got a few other spark plugs lying around, here they are. This was the one that was in it. It's brand new. So this is a word of warning for everyone, and I bought it from a reputable place. There are quite a few fake NGK spark plugs around, but I bought this off someone who is really reputable, and that's why I didn't doubt it working. But it wasn't. So anyway, I've got some of the old ones that I got with the bike, fired it up with a different one in, and I had a reasonably good spark. I then also changed the spark plug cap, which is this thing here. I changed that, did that, got a healthy spark with the plug out of the engine. So I've just put it back in. Let's see what happens here. So here we go, fuel on. Yeah, that's on. I've also put more fuel in it, so I'm not on reserve now. Here we go, let's just see what happens. I can tell already that's running on 2 because it wouldn't tick over that easily when it's cold. It is still running a bit rich, that's why I've not needed any choke whatsoever. So, look, that sounds, well, that's a completely different machine to when we abandon the ride. So, what I'm going to do now, before I go on the road, I've got a little bit of concrete sort of outside, platform outside. I'm just going to ride it around here very slowly, first maybe second gear if I'm lucky, and just check the brakes and check the handling's alright. I've fixed the back brake light, that was a problem. All the indicators work, I hope. Also, while I've been running over it, I've had some connectors apart and sprayed water dispersant in there and reconnected them. And I've run over I've also cleaned the earth leads on the engine, because I think that might have been a bit cruddy or crusty and not getting the proper earth. And that now seems alright. The revs are still hanging a little bit, but I think now it's running like this, we've got a chance of fine-tuning that out. I'll get a new needle for the slide and a needle jet, because I think that might be warm, which is why it's running rich. But now it's on 2 cylinders properly. When you've got a single car for a 2-cylinder bike, the 1 cylinder isn't firing properly. Well, it's not going to use that car, it's meant to feed 2. If you've only got one running, then it's going to run rich. So, look, I'll give it a run up the concrete outside, and let's just see how it goes. I'm over the moon because we are actually starting to get somewhere with this little thing. I hate getting cold. I'm going to put this on even though I'm only going up and down outside. I hate getting cold. Tick over's a little bit low, but it's not warm yet. I don't want to fiddle with that at the moment. I'm putting a helmet on even though I'm doing a little run outside because I haven't ridden this. If I might put the front brake on and it'll lock and it'll come off even though I'm only doing 5 miles an hour. So, got gloves as well, so hopefully they don't skin my hand. But this is a real rose-tinted spectacles job for me. I haven't ridden one of these for, well, 17 and I'm 59 now, so what's that, 42 years we're going back here. I can't even remember how fast they actually go, but I remember I wasn't disappointed. It is only 200cc in a low stage tube. Clutch is alright. Brakes feel like they're going to work. Look, so far, just sitting on it, having gone 10 yards, I think it might be alright. So here we go, I'll do a few up and downs, and then put it in the workshop and sort out going for a ride out. I need a mate to come along so we can film it. So if he's around and this goes okay, well, try and sort that out. The brake's squealing a bit, but remember this hasn't been ridden for years. It's probably got a bit of rust on the brake drum. I've got to have the front end off to check all the brakes out and everything. Look, that seems fine to go on the road. The brakes definitely work. I got a little bit of a slide on the ice up the corner here doing a U-turn, so it's still very icy. But we'll give my mate a ring, see if we can use him and his bike for the cameraman to go on. And hopefully we'll get a little road trip in. But look, this is a lovely little thing. I'm absolutely over the moon. Right, after much ado, the moment of truth is here. I'm actually going out on a first proper road test. The cameraman, we've got him a lift on a mate's bike. He's in luxury. He's on a 6-cylinder BMW. I'm back on this, and you know what? I'm so looking forward to it. Still on 2 cylinders, I think. got back off the ride and pulled in here, I was a little bit overawed. I know this sounds mad, but this has been quite an emotional experience for me, riding this little thing, going back all that time, you know, since I last rode one. It went pretty flawlessly on the ride. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's good enough to have some fun on. But now I've had a cup of tea and had a chance to think about it, that ride out for me is very special because it took me back to when I first started riding, because I've been riding big bikes for a long time now, and getting back on a little thing like this, it brings back the reason I got into biking. That first time I rode a motorbike with an engine, remember, before that, all I've ever ridden is a pedal bike that I've had to pedal myself. That feeling of having two wheels and an engine and being able to cruise along, albeit slowly, on a small bike, it is a fantastic feeling, that feeling of freedom. And riding this little thing, it's sort of re-embellished all those thoughts in my head. You know, you're on a big bike blasting along, that's a different world, and that's thoroughly enjoyable as well. But going back to these little things, it's very refreshing. Look, it's MOT and tax exempt. It does probably, I don't know, I'm saying 80 to the gallon, someone will probably tell me I'm wrong, but you know, they do a lot to the gallon. It's cheap, it's really easy to ride, you know, it's only 4-speed, and it's really like domesticated and easy and just simple. And I love the simplicity of it, and I can't wait to get it fully sorted. I'm going to lace some wheels and that and start making it look nice, and hopefully get some new exhaust and a seat cover, but that's all down the line. It is a rolling restoration. This bike's not going to be mint, but it'll be really tidy and really usable, and we'll have everything working properly, hopefully. So that first ride out has been really great, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.